Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our questions for UNIBEN Post-UTME. Now, on the board are series of questions that were asked last year Post-UTME 2024 for students who were preparing to write for medicine, nursing, biological science. These were some of the questions that they were asked. Do not scroll. My name is Adrenaline, the Bazooka Prophet, BSc, MSc, PhD in View Chemistry. And I'm your host today. And I'm going to be taking you through some of these questions that were asked last year. Be relaxed and have an hint of what you may probably see this year Post-UTME questions for UNIBEN specifically. The first question says, the chemical formula for salt cake. When you look at this question, you'll be amazed. That is why I often tell students, Post-UTME UNIBEN is not how much you have read. Some persons feel that UNIBEN questions comes from jam pack. Some have so many speculations, but we, in our own painstaking time in understanding the rudiments that follows these questions, we have come to understand how their questions are coined, where they bring it out from, and other secrets, because it is the amount of secret you know that gives you good success and makes you score above 90 in your Post-UTME. Now, this question is under inorganic chemistry. The question says again, I repeat again, the chemical formula for salt cake. That very year, last year, they gave several options. Now, take note. The chemical formula for salt cake is sodium sulfate. As you can see right here on the board, also called sodium tetraoxosulfate 6. This is the chemical formula for what now? Salt cake, which is this is the anhydrous. This is called anhydrous sodium sulfate. Take note. If I have added 10H2O to it, this salt becomes a global salt. So the other name of sodium sulfate decahydrate is also called a global salt. Please take note. Let me write it here. Global salt. This salt is able to carry out efflorescence, meaning it is an efflorescent compound. A compound whereby when they are exposed to the atmosphere, they have the tendency to lose part or all of their water of crystallization to become anhydrous. So the anhydrous form of this global salt is called salt cake. That is the answer that very year. We move to number 2 question, which says the aromatic compound used in the production of rubber. See this question now. What is the name of the aromatic compound, right, used in the production of rubber? You understand that rubber is a polymer, right? So there are so many secrets under this part, but they gave several options. But the correct answer that you should pick is benzene. For students who are already in school now, who can still recall what they were asked last year, they will know that what I'm saying is actually the truth. Benzene is the name of the aromatic compound used in the production of rubber. That was one of the options. But in full, the actual compound used in rubber production is called styrene. Styrene has two components, which is benzene and ethynyl or a vinyl, right? In which the chemical formula is C6H5CH. This is what we call a styrene. This is what is actually used in rubber production. Last year, UNIBEN Post-UTME question. We move to number 3. The question says, the allotrope of carbon used in making rubber. Wow, amazing. Which allotrope of carbon is used in the making of rubber? Before I give you the answer to this question, take note. We are currently running a marathon Zoom live classes for students who are in other states and may not be able to come to Benin to come attend tutorials. We have a live Zoom class in which we use current questions to teach our students, and the fee is very affordable. Learning from your comfortable places. Now I talk about the answer. Now please take note. Basically, we have two allotropes of carbon. We have what we call the crystalline allotrope, which include the graphite and diamond, and we have the non-crystalline allotrope, which is also called the amorphous carbon. And under the amorphous carbon, which contain impurities, the natural form of it is the one we call the coal. Meaning, under amorphous carbon, the allotropes under it are, we have coal, we have coke, we have charcoal, right? And we have carbon fibers, we have carbon black, also called soot. Now we're going to be talking about each one of them, because you need to understand how questions for post-UTME are coined. Many times when you ask some students, how do you manage to pass post-UTME? They will tell you it's by luck, because you may not be able to predict the directions in which their questions are asked. So you must have a residual, robust knowledge of what you want to study. Now we continue. We should understand that one of the uses of coal, that it is used as a gaseous fuel. Of course, you are aware, gaseous fuel and stuff like that. While coke, which is formed from the destructive distillation of coal, right, has so many uses. One of it is that coke is used as a reducing agent and also used in the extraction of some elements. That's part of the uses. And coke can also be used as a gaseous fuel, such as in the production of producer gas and water gas. That is why in your own quiet time, you should know the component of water gas, which include hydrogen and carbon dioxide. For producer gas, nitrogen, right, and carbon dioxide. And you should understand some certain questions under it. Why is water gas more combustible compared to producer gas? I want you to drop your answer on the comment section below. Tell me the reason why, and you will get a response from Adrenaline, the bazooka prophet. So let us dive into it. Now we will now move to charcoal. For example, charcoal are of two categories under it. We have the wood charcoal and we have the animal charcoal. There are others. Wood charcoal, which is more popular, is mainly used in gas mask for absorbing, not AB, not ab, but absorbing of poisonous gases. Right? Let me raise the board so I can have more space. Absorbing. Look at it. AD. Absorbing of poisonous gases. While that of the animal charcoal is used for the absorbing of coloring matter. All these are what you should know, because this year 2025, there is no way they will ask you questions of last year. There will be some adjustment, but the grammar and the story behind what I'm teaching you, that is where most of your questions would come out from it. I can assure you of that. So let us continue. Now, in the case of carbon black, that is where our answers from here now come in. Carbon black is not same as lamp black. Lamp black is obtained from vegetable or lamp oil, that is for lamp black. But carbon black, also called soot, is obtained from natural gas, right, coal gas or fuel oils. It is used in the making of rubber tire. There comes the answer. The allotrope of carbon used in making rubber is called carbon black. Last year, post-UTME question, UNIBEN, that was one of their question, and the answer was carbon black. Carbon black is also used in the making of printer's ink. Not only printer's ink, also typewriting, and so on and so forth. Even, of course, carbon black is used in the making of carbon paper. Is that understood now? So we continue. Number 4 is much more easier. Last year question. The instrument used in the measurement of the heat of combustion is, take note, the heat of combustion is an exothermic reaction, which means delta H, right, is negative. It is liberated or evolved. The instrument used to measure the heat of combustion is called a bomb. Is called a bomb calorimeter. Take note. Number 5. The chemical formula for water glass is, last year question, it is called sodium. Sodium trialdo silicate, what? Silicate 4. Sodium trialdo silicate 4. Take note, silicon oxide is also called, is made from sand. That's what they use in making your glass. So water glass is also called sodium trialdehyde what? 4. Number 6. The bond formed between transition melters and water is called a dative or a coordinate covalent bond. Remember, transition elements have a partially filled d orbital, and water, which is a ligand. Ligands are small molecules that are bonded to a transition or melter. Why? Because water, being a ligand, is also known as a Lewis base. What are Lewis base? They are electron pair donor, meaning they have electrons that they can use to share or fill in the vacant spaces in the d orbital of transition metal. We are going deeper into it, and we are understanding some of the ranks that come with questions. So for more robust information, make sure you enroll for my online Zoom classes, which is currently ongoing, and we are always helping students all around the world, in United States, in Great Britain, name it. All our students are A student, best students in their respective institution. We move to the next question. What is the likely formula of a compound formed between element M in group 2 and element X in group 7? It is very easy. Very, very easy. Now, element M, which is, they said element M belongs to group 2. It simply means that this is, the charge is +2. When an element is in group 7, the likely oxidation state is minus what? 1. So here is 2 and here is 1. When they cross multiply, you give me mx2. And this marks the end of this first part of our UNIBEN Post-UTME. In my next video, we will talk about some biology questions that was asked and how students had issues because they do not understand the foundation of all these things. I remember humble self and adrenaline, the bazooka of prophet. God bless you.